Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Cleveland Browns franchise here on Madden 26. Last episode, we got back into a groove. We really did. We dominated the 49ers, and we controlled the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got two big wins that we absolutely needed after that disgusting performance against the Bengals the week prior. But now comes a real test. We take on the Vegas Raiders, who are 6-1. They have really turned their season around and turned their team around in this franchise. Thankfully, it's at home, but this is going to be quite the test. The second game of today's doubleheader is against the Green Bay Packers, but I don't want to keep you too long here in the intro because we've got some trades to take care of. Not necessarily the Browns trades, but some trades around the league to shake things up a little bit. So if you go and enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe channel, join the Juice Club. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me get to that mark, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I would really appreciate it. Other than that, let's get into it. And let's see what kind of league-shaking trades we make. We are here against the Raiders today in game one of the doubleheader. We take on the Packers in game two. The Raiders are 6-1. We could really affect their season if we beat them today, because not only would that put us as the number one seed early in the season, it would also give the Broncos a chance to pass them. So it's a very important game for both of us today. Both of these teams want to win this game very, very badly. I think both of them have the roster to do so. But if we take a look at the actual standings and we go over here, the Cowboys are fantastic this year. They're 7-1, and then we're right there, also playing pretty well at 5-2. But there's some good teams in the league this year. Obviously, the team that we beat in the Super Bowl, the 6-1 Bears. There are some good teams in the league, but there's also some bad teams in the league. The Saints, I don't know how the Saints are this bad with the roster that we saw they had. I guess their guys just haven't put it together yet. They haven't developed yet. But they are horrible this year. But we're not going to be blowing them up because they've already done that. They're already in the process of rebuilding. The Ravens, we're not going to blow up the Ravens because the Ravens will figure it out. They're 3-5 I don't think is true how bad they are. They're probably pretty good, and they're better than what the record says. That's still early in the season. The Steelers, we will be helping today, not blowing them up, but we will be doing something with the Steelers today. The Bengals, again, I don't think they're as bad as a 3-5 record, so same kind of thing with the Ravens. They'll probably figure it out. The Dolphins, we will be doing something with the Dolphins today. The Titans, we already blew them up last year or sometime, so we're not going to be touching them. And then the Patriots, we're probably not going to touch them. Panthers, some of these teams we're not going to touch. Lions, we've already blown it up a little bit. Some of these teams we're not going to touch. The teams that we are going to touch, the Arizona Cardinals, the LA Chargers, the Miami Dolphins, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, you might be wondering why the Seahawks were getting touched. I'm actually going to move Sam Darnold from the Seattle Seahawks. They had Sam Darnold in the trade block, so they clearly want to move him. They just haven't found the right trade partner. If we go in here, oh, maybe they did. Wait, did they move? Did they move him? Oh my God, they might have moved him. Sam Darnold's on a new team. What team is he on? Oh wait, no, this is the trade block. Hold on. What team is he still on the Seahawks? If I can get to the right thing. He's still here. So they took him off the trade block, probably because they realized nobody had the cap space to pay for him. But they have Amani Torrance, and I think that they want to move on from Sam Darnold. So we are going to help them along and move Sam Darnold to a new team. And I was looking at possible teams for him to go to. Obviously, the Steelers is one, because we just played them and they were terrible with Will Levis. Just god-awful. The Steelers are one. The Vikings actually could be one. Send him back to the Vikings. The Cardinals are another one. We could swap Kyler Murray and Sam Darnold. That could be pretty fun, but then it just kind of goes back in the same thing. The Colts are another one because Anthony Richardson has not developed and they're paying him so much money. So there's a couple teams. And the Dolphins, I'm actually going to help the Dolphins out and move on from Tua. So let's get started here. Let's not waste time. We got a lot of stuff to do. So The first team that we're going to affect and help out in their rebuilding process is the LA Chargers. We are here with the Chargers, and we are going to help them start their rebuild. Maybe not necessarily a rebuild, but they're going to trade away some of their older pieces. They need to get Justin Herbert in their winning window, and they're not doing that right now. They're 2-5. Herbert is 29. They got to figure out something. So I think trading away Derwin James is going to help them in the long run. Maybe not get them a draft pick, but I think trading Derwin James for some people to help Justin Herbert out will be the better thing. So what do they need? They need a big-time linebacker. They have Dyan Henley. I don't know why they have Will linebacker as their number one need. Offensive line probably is a big need for them, isn't it? They have Zion Johnson. They have Rashawn Slater, Andrew Mitchell. They drafted pretty well, actually. Their offensive line's not that bad. Mekhi Becton maybe is a little bit too old at this point, 28. Their offensive line's not horrible. They have Chop Robinson and Tui Peloto. Okay. Tyree Wilson's here. Okay, they could use an elite edge rusher, it seems. They could also use a Mike linebacker for sure. They have decent cornerback depth. Their safety's not very great, Elijah Molden. So they have Jordan Whitehead. They have RJ Mickens. Derwin James, I think, needs to go to a new team to help out the Chargers. So who needs a safety? Who's a contending team that needs a strong safety? Derwin wants to get out of here. He's 31. He wants to be on a championship team. He doesn't want to be on the... He thought the Chargers were going to be a championship team. They're not going to be. So we got to find a team that is contending that needs a safety. What do the Cowboys need? Because the Cowboys are 7-1. The Cowboys have Kobe Bryant. They actually could use a guy like Derwin James. You know what? Oh, I can't take him because the Cowboys have no money. I guess I could trade the... Who's making too much money? They have Trayvon Diggs. He's making way too much money. Obviously, I'd have to give them back Kobe Bryant. What else can I give to the Chargers that they wouldn't need? Do I give them Trayvon Diggs to make this work? It frees up a lot of money. Trayvon Diggs goes to the Chargers, although the Chargers can't take that money. Okay, so the Cowboys probably aren't the right move, even though that would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense. Who needs a safety? Who needs a safety? The Falcons, but the Falcons are they have Xavier Watts. He's 25. They don't need a safety. What contending team needs a safety? The Ravens, they have Rod Carnegie. They just drafted him. There's not really a lot of contending teams that need a safety, surprisingly. Usually there's like one team that needs a safety. But I mean, I guess the Bills could use a safety, but they can't take his contract. They have no money. We don't need a safety. We have Kyle Hamilton. The Bucks can't really afford that. They have Tyke Smith. He hasn't really developed, though. The Chiefs can't really take the money. I guess the Raiders, we didn't think about the Raiders. They're 6-1. They have Jeremy Chin. You know what? I hate to do this because the Raiders are a team we're playing, but the Raiders could certainly use a guy like Derwin James. And if they just swap Derwin James, and obviously they'd have to give something else back, but if they swap Derwin James and Jeremy Chin, that could work. They have 2 first-round picks. So if we give them... let's give them this is probably their own first-round pick right here, this 31. So let's give them that. They also have a bunch of seconds. So if we give them a second and a third, I think a first, a second, and a third this year, plus Jeremy Chin, is good enough for me in the Chargers because they're sending Derwin James to the Raiders, to a championship contending team. They get back to strong safety that's serviceable for now, and they get 3 picks in return. So that's going to be a trade that we make. And never mind, I got to take control of the Raiders real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and now the trade should be accepted, and it is. So Jeremy Chin and a first, a second, and a third from this year go to the Chargers for Derwin James, and that is probably all that we're going to do for the Chargers. They get a serviceable player and some draft picks. I don't know. Do they need to go all in now? They're 2-5. That's probably all that we're going to do for the Chargers. I don't really see a world where we trade anybody else because all their guys are still fairly young. I mean, McConkey's 25, Joe Alt's 24, Still is 25. They have David Njoku. A lot of their guys are fairly young. It's just Herbert is 29, so we'll see. We'll give the Chargers another year. If next year they're also bad, then maybe that's when we trade Justin Herbert, we blow it up officially. So the next team on our list is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, now that we are in control of the Steelers, we are going to get them a quarterback. Will Levis cannot be the quarterback of this team. They're too talented around them. I mean, look at this roster. They have too much talent, and I this hurts me because I'm in the division with the Steelers, but they have way too much talent to have Will Levis as their quarterback. So we are going to help this team out by getting them a quarterback, and it's probably going to mean trading some draft picks. Maybe not too many because I guess I don't know who the quarterback is going to be. So what kind of quarterback would help the Steelers out? There's obviously Kyler Murray, and the way that I would do it would be I would just reduce the salary on Kyler Murray because in this universe, the Cardinals would be eating the money to move on from Kyler. That's how it would work. Same kind of thing with Tua and Anthony Richardson. I kind of like the idea of trading Anthony Richardson to the Steelers because one, it gives a chance for Riley Leonard to have a shot at being the quarterback. And also, I think the Anthony Richardson era in Indianapolis is over. So I'm going to go edit the salary for we're going to go edit the salary for Anthony Richardson so that he can be afforded by the Steelers because in this trade the Colts would eat this money. They would eat this money and I have to be the Colts. Okay. I'll be back when I do this. Okay, I've chosen Will Howard to be the recipient of the trade. I've also lowered the salary cap for the cap hit for Anthony Richardson and also lowered his salary so that when he goes to the Steelers, he's on a cheaper contract because that's how it would work. The Steelers wouldn't have to pay him anything because the Colts would be eating all that dead money to move on from him. So it's just going to be a straight up swap. Will Howard's going to go compete with Riley Leonard for the job in Indianapolis. It also opens up an opportunity for him to maybe blossom. And Anthony Richardson gets a fresh start in Pittsburgh. So just a straight up swap. And there are the new quarterbacks for each team. And then we're going to move either Sam Darnold or Tua Tagovailoa. Okay, so we are here in Miami, and we are going to blow up this relationship that the Dolphins have with Tua. And we're also going to blow up this relationship that the Cardinals have with Kyler Murray. We're going to swap quarterbacks. Kyler Murray and Tua going to different places. It's just a fresh start for both of them. They're both making absurd amounts of money, and they just need a fresh start. Tua's going to go to Arizona. Kyler's going to go to Miami, and we're going to see how that works out for them. So franchise quarterbacks, or what thought to be franchise quarterbacks, are now on the move. Tua's in Arizona, and Kyler's in Miami now. And I think that's all we're going to do for Miami. I mean, they don't really need to blow up the rest of the team, do they? You've got Minka, who's 30. Tyreek. You know what? We probably should move Tyreek, shouldn't we? We probably should move Tyreek off this team to get him to a championship contending team. So who needs a big-time wide receiver? Who's a contending team that needs a big-time wide receiver? What about the Cowboys? Cowboys don't need him. Eagles could use him, I guess, technically, because we have Devontae Smith now. The Niners certainly could use a guy like Tyreek Hill. The Giants could use a guy like Tyreek. The Jets, the Packers certainly, but they don't have a lot of money. Patriots are bad, and they could use or not bad, but Patriots could use a guy like Tyreek. The Raiders, am I really just gonna build the Raiders a God squad so that they beat me in this game that we're playing? But they can use him. They're trying to go all in, right? Trying to win. They're 6-1. They just acquired Derwin James. They're trying to go all in. They got the draft capital. They've already blown it up. They got the draft capital to work with. I think this fits really well, actually. Although LA also would be a good spot for him to go. I don't hate the LA move. Tennessee's not really the right spot for him. It's either Vegas or it's LA. It's either the Rams or the Raiders. One of these two teams is going to take on Tyreek Hill. Who needs him more? The quarterback for the Rams is Jared Goff. The Raider quarterback is a young Vince Cooper. He might need help. He might need another receiver. I mean, they're 6-1 with him. They're doing something right. I think the Raiders are the right spot. It just feels right. So obviously they got to give up probably a first round pick this year, definitely a second round pick, and then probably at least a 2 next year, and maybe a 3. I know Tyreek's old though. Maybe a 4 next year. So a first, 2 seconds, and a 4 gets Tyreek Hill. That's maybe a little steep. 33 years old. How much more does he have at 93 overall? Probably not too much. That might be a little steep. Maybe I take away the other second round pick, and maybe it's just a first, a second, and a 4 to get Tyreek. That'll be done. Miami blows it up. They send Tyreek to the Raiders. I'm really just building the Raiders a great team before we go and have to play them. And then who else? Probably Minka and Jalen Phillips. Probably Minka and Jalen have to go. So Minka's up next. Who needs a big-time free safety from a contending team? Who needs a big-time free safety from a contending team? How did the who's the Broncos free safety? Oh, it's Brandon Jones. They don't need a free safety. Chiefs could use one, I guess. They could use Minka, certainly. The Commanders are really bad this year, so they don't need him. Alohi Gilman for the Cowboys. I could see Minka in a Cowboys uniform. I think this works. Alohi Gilman for Minka Fitzpatrick. The Cowboys would probably have to go all in a little bit more and give them up maybe a second round pick. 2 seconds for Minka. 2 seconds and Alohi Gilman. Trade offer accepted. The Cowboys get Minka, and they're trying to contend, so that's pretty good there. And then, I don't know why it said Shedeur Sanders was on the trade block. The Dolphins are loading up. Dolphins are loading up for a draft next year. And then Jalen Phillips is probably the last one for Miami. So who needs a big-time edge rusher? Who needs a big-time edge rusher? What are the Broncos looking like for edge rushers? They could use him. They could use him. They could certainly use him. How about a first-round pick? How about a first-round pick this year, a third-round pick this year, and a second and a third next year for Jalen Phillips? I don't know if he's really worth a 2 firsts. I'd also have to throw in a player, it looks like, that's going to cost a little bit of money. Who's a player that they don't need that's costing them too much? What kind of... Oh, I guess they don't need Cooper anymore if they're going to replace him, so they get rid of Jonathan Cooper off their books. You know what? That works for me. And that is declined. I got to go take control of the Broncos. Okay, so should go through now. Jonathan Cooper, a first, a third, and a second and a third, gets Jalen Phillips on the roster. And the Miami Dolphins have blown it up. And the last trade we're going to make today is Sam Darnold. All right, the Seahawks are ready to play Amani Torrance. I mean, we even played Amani Torrance earlier this year when we played the Seahawks. And they started him over Sam Darnold anyway. And they've had him on the trade block. They are ready to move on from Sam, although I'm probably going to have to remove his salary so that whatever team he goes to can afford him, because it looks like nobody's even able to pay for him. So you know what? Let's just go do that really quickly, and then we can choose what team he's going to need to go to. All right, so Sam's contract has now been absorbed by the Seahawks. So they will send him to whatever team he needs to go to next, his new team. It could be the Buccaneers, but he wouldn't even start for Tampa because Baker's there. Baker's another one that could go away. Now the Colts, we would probably send him here. It would make the decision if the Colts were competitive, but they don't need him because they're going to start those 2 young guys. The Cowboys don't need him. They got Dak. They're doing fine there. Kyler just went to the Eagles. The Falcons don't need him because they got Michael Penix. Purdy's there. There's not really a market for him. There's a young rookie in Joshua Webster. Emmanuel Cologne, no. There's not really a market for him. I guess we could send him to the Raiders. Do I just keep sending the Raiders, people? Although the Saints could use... You know what? The Saints, I think, need him. The Saints are 1-6. I know they're not competitive, and maybe Sam would want to go to a competitive team, but look at this roster. How is this roster 1-6? This is an insane roster. And this is all they put together. Like, they signed Trent McDuffie. I didn't do any of this. They did all this themselves. And yet they're not they might need a quarterback to turn this team around. So I think that we're going to send Sam Darnold to the Saints to be their starting quarterback, which means we got to send somebody back in return. So I think Justin Fields is going to leave the Saints. I don't know why he was even here in the first place. They don't need either one of these guys because they have Amani Torrance. So Sam Darnold for Justin Fields. I think this is fair enough, and it's going to be a one-for-one swap. Sam's on his new team. Maybe he can turn the season around for the Saints. Who knows? And obviously, you got Amani Torrance already. You don't need a quarterback. You just needed somebody to fill that spot. So generate them the best lineup, and there you go. I mean, this team should be pretty good. They got a lot of good players on that roster with Amani Torrance. And that is all the trading for this year that we're going to do. Now, obviously, we're not done. Maybe the Browns will do some trading, but as far as trades around the league, that's pretty much everything we're going to do. Okay, so after a huge league-shaking trade deadline for all the teams around the league, we now come back to earth with the Minnesota Vikings, with the Cleveland Browns. We know what this roster is all about. I don't know. There still could be some trades to be made for us, but as far as teams around the league, I think we've done what we needed to do this time. We've blown up the Miami Dolphins. We've sent their players packing. We've given the Saints maybe a little bit of hope with Sam Darnold. Who knows? They're not paying him, that's for sure. We switched Miami's quarterbacks around. We've built the Raiders up. We got them Tyreek Hill and Derwin James. So they're already 6-1. That's going to be a little bit scary. I probably shouldn't have done that. But hey, you know what? They're going all in. And now it's time to do some weekly strategies. Let's get moving here. As always, if somebody pops a dev upgrade, I will bring you back in. If not, I'll see you in the Raider game.
Well, if there's a city that knows the proper way to smash a guitar, it is the city of rock and roll. Man, in the footsteps of rock legends of the past, another one has been shattered to pieces before kickoff here at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland. Today, two teams hailing from the AFC, between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cleveland Browns. Leading the Raiders sideline, that is head coach Pete Carroll. This guy's playing one of those dreaded body clock games, making a long trip to the East Coast. Along the opposite sideline, that's the head coach of the Browns. His guys with the crowd at their backs, and things only going to get louder once this game begins.
Massive game on tap for us today. Thankfully, it's at home. I don't know how I would feel if we were on the road in Vegas. We got a couple players that probably would be out on the town, out on the strip a little bit. But here come the Vegas offense, and it is Vince Cooper. Interesting way to spell Cooper, but he's in his first season here in the NFL. He was in this past draft. We didn't do a spotlight on him because he probably wasn't one of the guys that was projected to be anything good. And we saw that he's only a 70-something overall. Maybe exactly 70. But he is 6-1 as the quarterback of this Raider team. So he's obviously doing something well. He's got good weapons around him. They got Jacoby Myers. They got Ashton Genty. Obviously Brock Bowers. And now they just added Tyreek Hill. So we'll see what happens in this game. We got to keep ahead of that man, though. Make sure that Ashton Genty does not go crazy against us. We're going to hope that our running backs go crazy against them. Get to the quarterback. Get to the quarterback. That's not going to be to the quarterback. That's going to be Jacoby Myers. Big first down. Obviously, in this universe, they did not trade him away. Same thing with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons. He is still in Dallas and now not going anywhere probably because why would he be disgruntled? They're 6-1 or 7-1, whatever. I think they're 7-1. He's not disgruntled. That was a nice stop, though, on first down. It's going to be play action. I did not expect that. And Cooper's got a man open, but he overthrows Jacoby. He had Jacoby there. If that ball would have been a little bit better, that's probably more to do with him being a low overall. If he was a higher overall, I think that was a catch. Because Jacoby had something there, and that's an incomplete pass as well. I think the 70 overall is starting to show. Because those two plays are big misses, and I think the overall ratings have something to do with that. So we get a break there. The Raiders have to punt, and they will punt it back to the 22-yard line. That's not horrible. It's a good place to start. But here comes our young quarterback in his second NFL season, defending Super Bowl MVP, by the way. We know what we have in our quarterback. Do the Raiders know what they have in their quarterback? Who knows? Who really knows? Handoff. It is JT. He had a crazy good episode against the Niners and Steelers, and he might just keep going. He might just have a crazy good season. That might just be what he does. And now we get to see Bashal Tootin. I really want Bashal to get out in space because I think he can go off for some huge touchdowns if he just gets this time and he just... I think he can do it. I believe in Bashal. I want him to have the chance to break one. He's just not getting the opportunities. The blocking's not there for him. It's not really working out the way that I wish it would. JT and Quinshawn are doing amazing. But Bashal's not really getting the blocks that he needs to be successful. We're going to try to hit that to Devontae, and he's actually going to get not the first down. He's going to be denied of a first down, but we're going for this, obviously. We're not punting the ball back. We're not the Raiders. I'm going to hit Jerry Jeudy across the middle, and he is big-time first down. And now we go right back to the run. JT's back in. Handoff, Jonathan Taylor. Felt like there was more there than actually was. Maybe there should have been. Maybe that was my fault. Maybe the vision was not there. Could be. But Quinshawn spins off a tackle attempt and gets a couple extra yards. Yeah, I thought he was going to stay up and get even more than that. I like Devontae here across the middle. I think that's the easiest choice. Although he's not really open. Now he is. It took him a little bit to get separated. The ball was a little bit behind him. I think that if that's in stride, he takes that up for possibly a touchdown. Handoff. And obviously this Raider team does not have Max Crosby. They traded him, I think, in the first year. I think they traded him to the Eagles after year one. So this is not the same Raider team that you're familiar with. No Max Crosby anymore. But they still got a good team. I mean, they're 6-1. They obviously have a good team. And we will end the first quarter tied at 0, but we are knocking on the door. Dare I say knocking on heaven's door of a possible touchdown here? I hope that the Saints can figure it out with Sam Darnold now. That roster is too talented to be 1-6. I really do think it was just because they had Justin Fields, Tyler Shuck, and Spencer Rattler as their quarterbacks. And I'm not saying Sam Darnold is anything special. He's an 80 overall old man. But I do believe he can give them something that they don't have in simulation or something. That roster is way too talented to be 1-6. The blocking really worked. Everybody went to the right side of the field, and Jonathan just said, you know what? Left side's open. Touchdown, Browns. Jonathan Taylor touchdown. And we will lead in this game. That's big. That is big against this vaunted Raiders team. And I think the only thing holding this Raider team back, even though they are 6-1, I think the only thing holding this team back is a quarterback. Vince Cooper could be a good quarterback if he develops, but right now a 70 overall with normal dev and low ratings is not going to get you a playoff victory, or at least not going to get you a Super Bowl. Maybe I should say, maybe he can get you a playoff victory, but it's not going to get you a Super Bowl. But there's just not really any quarterbacks in the league that they could go all in on at this point. Maybe next year. Wouldn't it be wild if next year the Chargers are still bad and Justin Herbert gets disgruntled, once out, and the Raiders are good again and the Raiders trade for Justin Herbert? That is a viable possibility if all the situations play out the way that they are looking like they're going to. Oh, I wanted that interception. That would be, I know they're in the same division, and it would be weird for teams in the same rivals in the same division to trade with each other, especially a franchise quarterback, but I mean, it could happen if the Raiders give the right package. As Cooper goes down, Mike Hall Jr. with the sack. He's been really coming on strong. He had a really good episode last episode. Him and Myles Garrett really played well together. And that's another sack. That's his 9th tackle for loss on the season so far. He's having a big year, which is good because he's a superstar dev. I want him to have a big year. Raiders push back to a 3rd and 17 as Myles Garrett tries to get to him. He does, and it goes wounded duck right into the hands of Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. That's not really Cooper's fault. That's more Myles Garrett forcing that interception. Cooper was throwing it, just kind of wobbled out of his hand as he was getting hit right into the waiting body of Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa. Big time interception, and now Quinshawn's going to go to work. Quinshawn's going to look to go to work, although we got Jonathan Taylor in here for the screen. He's triangle, right? He's triangle. We're going to try to hit the screen. The block is there. Jonathan Taylor, little juke move. He gets it. JT to the 1. Oh, very close. Very, very close. But he's coming back in to finish the job, so that's good. At least it's not going to be Quinshawn sharking a touchdown from him. Handoff, and they're not going to let him in. I'm gonna hurry up this so that they're not ready, because I do believe Taylor can get in here. Quick snap, handoff. Taylor is in. Okay, all right. I don't think that this Vince Cooper guy's got what it takes. Now, that, like I said, that interception's not really on him. Myles Garrett really forced that interception. But maybe he should have just ate it. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it in the first place. That could be on him. I don't know. It's hard to say, but it's 14-0. This is not looking like a 6-1 Raider team, that's for sure. We'll see what we can do. Back on defense. Let's see if we can get some more pressure. I'm going to use our Myles Garrett, see if we can get into the backfield here. I would assume they're going to go a little bit more to Ashton Genty, but no, it's going to be play action. And there's Myles Garrett, and it's going to be half a sack. You got to be kidding me. Don't you share that sack with Chase Young. That was all you, Myles. That was all you. But they're probably going to give that half a sack each. Whatever. Whatever. The land of Cleve looking beautiful on this Sunday as we take down the Raiders. Let me use their Mike Green. I haven't really utilized him very much. Let's see what Mike Green's got on this right edge. It's going to be a screen pass to Genty, and Myles Garrett's right after him. Genty's not got much. He gets a few yards, 5 to be exact, to get them to a somewhat more manageable third down. I mean, it's 3rd and 12. I guess that's better than 2nd and 17. Oh, that's a deep throw, swatted down by Grant Delpit. I guess I could have went for the pick there. But I thought maybe Brock Bowers would have a play on it, so I went for the swat instead of the interception. But it works all the same, as the Raiders will punt the ball back. They just don't have an offense with this quarterback. Vince Cooper just doesn't have it. Vince Cooper just does not have it. But I know who does have it, and that is Julian Enriquez. He's got it. He's got it all and a little bit extra. Handoff, Judkins. Okay, they shut that down. We got a minute 30. We probably shouldn't be running the football. We should probably be focusing on trying to move the ball down the field for a touchdown, possibly. I like Eddie Velasco here. He should have the speed. Nope, never mind. Jerry Jeudy's open. I was going to say Velasco should have the speed to create some separation, but Jeudy just got open too quickly. Could not deny that. Devontae going down the field. I kind of like that. But I also like Jerry underneath. He's just a safety blanket. And I'm going to call my first time out, actually. I'm going to call the first time out. 54 seconds. Jeudy and Fannin are running this. I'm going to hit Fannin quickly. Nice one across the middle. We'll run some hurry up and maybe do a little drive goes, possibly. Traylon Burks across the middle. Good job, Traylon. Gets a first down. We'll call our second timeout. We're executing a very good drive right now. How about a double in sail? I'm looking at Fannin, but Derwin James is going to be over there, so I don't like that. I do like circle, though. Corner the end zone. Beautiful ball from Enriquez, and Jeudy tops both the toes. Little toe drag swag. And Jerry Jeudy, a perfect throw. Chef's kiss to that throw. And Jeudy gets both feet in. Oh, that's about as good as you can ever do it. That is about as good as you can ever do it. Jerry Jeudy, man. Enriquez with a beautiful throw. And that's how you score a touchdown in the red zone. Or close to the red zone. 21-0. You would not think that this Raiders team is 6-1. They have not played like it on offense or defense. We were kind of crushing them on both sides of the ball. And I really do think it's down to that low overall quarterback. I think Vince Cooper just does not have the ratings high enough to be able to do what the Raiders need him to do. I don't know how they've simulated so well to be 6-1 right now. Maybe they should have went all in and got a quarterback because they are in some deep trouble with this guy. As long as they play me. If they're playing the CPU, maybe they're not in trouble. We'll see how they go. There's no trade deadline in this universe. So they will see. We'll see how they go. If they're still winning games deeper in the season, then we'll just let them have it. But if they're starting to stumble, if this is the start of like a big losing streak or something, then maybe we'll intervene and trade them a quarterback so that they can try to see out their vision of possible winning, going to the Super Bowl. Although they do have to get past us in the AFC Championship if that's what they want to do. Another timeout called by the Raiders. They're trying to get into field goal range to make this not a 21-0 game. Who's over on that side? Oh, it's Keelan Hazleton. You know what? Let me use your Keelan Hazleton. Cooper's got all the time in the world. And he just checks it down to Brock Bowers. And they will use their final timeout. Not sure why that was the decision that they went with, but that's what they did. Inexperienced quarterback, I guess. And they've got no timeouts in 7 seconds. This is the half. This is the half right here. And it's going to end with Cooper getting sacked, I think by Mason Graham, and it is. That is how the half will end. You might not see a lot of the second half because it could get ugly here. We probably play some of the backups in the fourth quarter. Depending on how this is going, not looking good for the Raiders. Looking real good for the Browns. And this is technically for the number 1 seed in the conference right now. That's not the halftime report. That's showing our game. There's Tyreek Hill. He does have a catch, I guess. I didn't even notice. I'm not used to him wearing number 83. That was an insane touchdown catch from Jerry Jeudy, though. Are we not going to get any highlights today? Okay. Very interesting. We've held Genty to 2 rushes for 9 yards. I'd say that's a pretty solid start. Strange that we're not getting highlights from around the league, but whatever. Okay. The Chiefs losing this big one to the Lions. That's 17-7. My God, they're getting killed. Maybe the Chiefs dynasty is officially over. It's hard to say. Let's start the second half strong here. If we score again and it's 28-0, and then the Raiders don't do anything on their first drive, that might be when we see the backups come in, and then when we simulate out of this game and you don't see much of the second half because it could get ugly here. Although Christian Wilkins still playing for the Raiders, likes kissing his teammates on the head without consent. He likes doing other stuff too, but we don't need to talk about that stuff. That's a tough throw, but Devontae just stays in there strong and gets it. And now it's a 3rd down and 8. They're going to press up on Devontae. That is a bad idea. The safety is going to follow, so that's a good idea. But Harold Fannon's wide open. It's a good ball from Enriquez. And it's a big first down. Good job, Harold. You got to be careful if you're pressing up on Devontae, that's for sure. Hand off to Judkins. He's got room, and Quinshawn's got a big gain. That's what he does best, man. He takes those lanes in the middle of the line, and he just explodes through the hole. He loves exploding in holes. Hand off. Judkins again. Ugh, that should have been a broken tackle right there. It should have been a broken tackle. Do we have what it takes to hit a shock fade here? It's Traylon Burks. What a weird guy to be in a fade, but he's not there. So we'll just hit Jerry underneath. Derwin James is going to cover that. Derwin's not stupid. He's gonna follow the fade. He knew what was going on. Taylor couldn't get around the traffic. Couldn't get around the traffic. Let's hit a screen. Last time we hit a screen, it worked fairly well, so let's do it again. See what happens. Pop it out to Judkins. The blocking is somewhat there. Judkins going around people. It's a big first down. Good job. And then we'll do... Why do they have, like, goal line packages out here? We haven't seen much Bashal today, except for that one two-yard loss that he had. That looked like it was going to be a lot better. Who do they have? Deron Payne? That's pretty cool. Snap, fire, and almost intercepted off the deflection. I thought that I had way more time than that. I guess I didn't. I mean, that was supposed to be a designed quick throw anyway, and I threw it fairly quickly. But I guess I didn't throw it quick enough. There's Devontae. That's an easy walk-in touchdown. Good block from Harold Fannin, though. But he was always going to get in, even without the block. And we are up 28-0 in this game. I'm definitely going to put the backups in for the fourth quarters. That almost got blocked. Definitely putting the backups in the fourth quarter. So we'll see a little bit Shedeur Sanders. But you might not even see this game, the fourth quarter of this game. We might just, I might just edit it out and cut to the next, or cut to the end because, I mean, what else is there to show you? It's 28-0. I like this. This is our third game in a row where we have just absolutely been on top of things. Maybe we're actually figuring it out. Or we're just getting lucky and playing quarterbacks that aren't that good. Because, to be fair, we played Brock Purdy, who's fine. We played Will Levis, and now we're playing Vince Cooper. 3 quarterbacks that aren't necessarily the greatest in the NFL. So maybe we're just getting lucky with playing bad quarterbacks. Next game, we play against Jordan Love. So that's really going to be a test to see if our defense has really figured it out or if it's just we're getting lucky, as that's going to be a strip sack by Myles Garrett. Mike Hall Jr. picks it up. Does he have the speed? He doesn't. That would have been insane. Jack Besh is able to bring him down. But a strip sack from Myles Garrett, the defense is feasting. I'm starting to feel a little bit bad for Vince Cooper. He's getting bullied. He's getting legitimately bullied, although they're going to stop me on that play. I could have thrown it to Fannin, but does that really do anything? He gets like, what, 4 yards, 5 yards? Might as well just eat the down, move on. Judkins is open. Throw me a block. It's a touchdown. Yep, you're not going to see much in the fourth quarter, if any. I think I'll show you the end of the game and see you there because this is getting ugly. That is the game, and I got a trophy for that. Flawless victory. Win a game holding your opponent to 0 points. I haven't had a shutout in Madden 26? I guess not. That's my trophy for today. We shut out the Raiders 35-0. It was not a game. I, as you can see, brought in the backup. Shedeur Sanders was in the game for the whole fourth quarter. We dominated that, and I just basically ran the football. I threw it a couple times with Shedeur, but for the most part, just ended that game before it started. They really had no chance. That was surprising, though. I didn't think it would be 60 or 35-0 with a 6-1 Raiders team, but Vince Cooper was not the quarterback for the Raiders. We get an upgrade point for both Jonathan Taylor and Mike Hall Jr., so I guess we'll give... let's give Elusive back. Why not? We'll give Elusive back to Jonathan Taylor. Plus 3 spin moves, pretty cool. And then Mike Hall Jr.'s had a really big season so far. We'll give him nose tackle just to continue getting better. Plus 2 block sheds, pretty good. And that is a massive win that should give us... It should give us the #1 seed in the AFC, I would assume. And that would not be true because the Broncos won as well. They're 7-2. Denver, they went all in. Denver went all in. And look at Tua. His first game in the Cardinals uniform, and he's going crazy. Good for him. Good for Tua. But we are no longer still not the #2 seed or #1 seed because the Broncos are going absolutely crazy. I would think we play the Broncos because we've played the Chiefs already. We play the Raiders. So we obviously play the AFC West this year. And we're going to have to play the Broncos this year. That's going to be pretty crazy. But the second game of today's doubleheader is against the Packers. They're not having a great season, but Jordan Love's a good quarterback. And this is the first time since the Bengal game where we've actually played a good quarterback. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe our defense isn't as good as they've been playing the past 3 weeks, but I hope that's not true. I hope they're really good. And as always, if something happens, dev trade increase, I'll bring you back in. If not, see you in Green Bay.
It's a venue in a city that's seen more NFL history than just about anyone else. Welcome to Lambeau Field in the heart of Green Bay. Coming up, we have a good one for you. Between the Cleveland Browns and the Green Bay Packers. On one sideline, look at the head coach of the Browns. His defense ready to lead the charge again after pitching that shutout last week. Leading the opposing sideline, that's Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. These guys mired in a losing streak, hoping a trip home is going to help them snap out of it.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, in Green Bay, at Lambeau, historic Lambeau, to try to take down the Packers. They're not having a good season. They're only 3-5 to start the year. We're 6-2, just coming off of beating the 6-1 Raiders. We're feeling pretty good. We're feeling ourselves right now, and we feel pretty good. Enriquez has had a pretty solid season. Obviously, Judkins and Taylor have been the reason our offense is moving, and that's usually how my offenses work nowadays. Is running backs are the reason we do good. And Jonathan Taylor starts with a nice 6-yard carry. Okay. I am very curious to see how this team does against Jordan Love. Now, just because they're not playing very well in Sim doesn't mean that they're not going to crush us, because we lost to the Bengals, who also aren't playing very good in Sim. Oh my God, Junkins was still up on his feet there. That was an insane run. But we lost to the Bengals, and they shredded us. Absolutely carved us like a Thanksgiving turkey in the secondary. So if that's what, my God, what is it with our running backs are on crack today. Injury to, is that Kenny Clark? He's still in Green Bay, obviously, because Micah Parsons is still in Dallas. So Kenny Clark goes down. That's a big piece to their interior that goes down. He was kind of one of the guys I was worried about. Is Bashal Tootin. He's not getting very lucky, is he? He's kind of just getting fed to the wolves as JT and Quinshawn are getting these huge running lanes. Oh, maybe not that one. Jerry Jeudy kind of got bulldozed on his block attempt. That's going to force us to throw the football, unfortunately. I kind of liked running it exclusively there, but I think that's open, and no, it's not, because Julian Enriquez with a poor throw. A 55-yard attempt. This should be makeable from Escobar. And it's got the power and the angle. It's good. Enrique Escobar drills a 55-yarder. That's huge. We needed that. But I wish it would have been a touchdown. I really do. We kind of really stalled out there at the last couple plays of the drive. The beginning of the drive, we were looking real good. Looking like world beaters. But that last couple plays. And here comes Jordan Love. How's he doing this year? 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns, 7 picks. He's kind of on a similar trajectory as what Enriquez is doing, although Enriquez has a better completion percentage. But similar numbers for both Love and Enriquez. They've got Josh Jacobs. They've obviously got Tucker Kraft. They've got Romeo Doubs and his massive head. But they start with a Josh Jacobs handoff, and he goes down to Carson Schlesinger, who I'm hoping has a big game today and has a big season. Because for the first 2 years, he's been fine, but he hasn't really developed like I wanted to. And Romeo Doubs drops the pass. That is an all too familiar sight for Packer fans. 3rd and 14, a quick 3rd and 14 for this Green Bay offense. They're going to go screen pass to Dobbs, or to Jacobs, I mean, and he's going to get nothing. There was decent blocks there, but we kind of overwhelmed him. And it'll be a quick 3 and out for Green Bay. Man, that was not ideal for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, that Dobbs drop on 2nd down really hurt him. Really hurt him on that drive. It was right in his hands, too. He didn't have a guy within like 3 or 4 yards of him. He probably should have caught that just off his hands. And Kenny Clark's still not in the game. That is a good thing for us. Ooh, Quinshawn, what are these runs? These runs are crazy. We're bouncing off tackles like pinballs. I've never experienced such animations. I don't even know how to act. It's got me feeling a little frisky. There's Devontae avoiding a CTE attempt right there. Whoever that linebacker was diving headfirst at my guy. That feels a little dangerous. Harold Fannin open. That time he hits him. And that is a big first down. Good job, Harold. Can we go to the end zone in this play? We probably can. Is it the right decision, though? That's another question. Although Bashal's the one running the wheel. Oh, but they followed him. It leaves Traylon Burks wide open. I'm going to hurdle. Oh, I tried to hurdle, but he got hit stuck. He got hit with the hit stick before I could actually get the animation to trigger. I think Fannin's open. And he is. Good throw from Enriquez. Touchdown Browns. It's 10-0 quick here in Green Bay. Maybe this team just figured it out. Maybe that Bengal game was a wake-up call. Maybe that Bengal game was a wake-up call, and now we're actually here. Because the defensive line has been playing amazingly. Myles Garrett's been getting crazy good pressure this year, which is what I've been asking for since we started this Browns franchise. Mike Hall Jr.'s had a great season. Chase Young's been getting decent pressure. Mason Graham's been doing good. This whole team has been playing pretty well since that Bengal loss. So maybe it was the wake-up call that we needed. A slap in the face to tell us, hey, defense, let's actually play some good ball. Love fires out of the backfield, finds Josh Jacobs. Good tackle from Marlon Humphrey. That's a textbook tackle right there. They'll show that in the film room. Will they get this snap off before the quarter ends? Probably not. Oh, maybe they will. He's set pretty quick. And they do. Final play of the quarter. Love fires incomplete. Too low of a throw trying to hit the flat. And it'll be the end of the quarter on 3rd and 4. Not a good decision from Jordan Love. Well, it was a good decision. The choice of receiver was the right choice. It's not a good ball. Oh, one-on-one on the side, and he overthrows Tucker Kraft. Schlesinger was right there. I had ready for the swat. And Jordan Love overthrows him. It'll be another punt for the Green Bay Packers. They are starting to struggle. And we're capitalizing on it because we are scoring on offense. What? I called a fair catch there. Did it not register? Obviously didn't. I didn't even have my hands on the controller, or at least I didn't have my hands on the analog stick. Because I thought I called a fair catch. I must have called it too early. And again, Kenny Clark not in the game as Jonathan Taylor gets a wide open lane across the middle. Oh, things are getting ugly here. Things are getting ugly. If we blow out the Packers, that'd be insane. I mean, I know they're 3-5. They're not having a great season, but they're still the Green Bay Packers at the end of the day. They still got some quality players, as you can see right there. That dude, number 90. I don't know who that is, but he was in the backfield insanely fast. Maybe they don't need Micah Parsons. They got that dude, apparently. And was that Bashal Tootin again? If it was, I feel bad for him. He gets the raw deal. There's Traylon Burks, a block from Quinshawn, and Traylon Burks is going to take it. Cooper cannot catch him. Edgerrin Cooper had no chance. It is 17-0 here in Green Bay in the first half. Am I really gonna blow out 2 teams in today's episode? That was Traylon Burks' first touchdown of the year, by the way. I'm just glad he had enough speed to outrun Edgerrin Cooper. You guys might not see much of the second half of this game either. I mean, you saw most of the third quarter in the first game, but I mean, I didn't think I'd be blowing out the Packers. Is that Romeo Doubs returning? Who is that? He's not 87, is he? No, he's not 87. I don't know who that was. He's also got a Guardian cap on, though. I love the Guardian caps. They look so stupid. They just make me laugh every time I see them. Love going to the end. He finds an incomplete pass. Denzel Ward. I went for the interception, actually. And he just goes and swats it away. That's fine. That's fine. Because it gives Myles Garrett a chance to get a sack on Jordan Love. That's the first pass deflection of Ward's season. That seems a little wrong, but whatever. Oh, Jordan Love avoids a sack there. Although I dove a little bit early. He probably would have had a lot of room to run there if he doesn't throw that away. He needs to be a little bit more patient. Because I wasn't patient. I dove a little too early. And Myles Garrett will not get the quarterback sack because Jordan Love, I think he just hurled it behind his head. Oh my God. It's another punt, but that's annoying. That was an easy sack for Garrett. That's about as easy as it gets. And he just threw it away. Now this time I know I didn't call a fair catch, and I'm trying to return it, but I got stuck. I had some room there. We have been crushing the Cleveland Browns, or not the Cleveland Browns. We've been crushing the Green Bay Packers as the Cleveland Browns. And Kenny Clark's still not in the game. He might be out for the game. That is a huge piece to the interior of their defense. And Bashal Tutin's got the speed, and this is what I wanted to see. Bashal Tutin finally getting one. Oh my God, it's gone from bad to worse for the Green Bay Packers. Bashal Tutin, one-play handoff. The receivers did a great job at blocking down the field those last 2 guys that could have made the play. It is 24-0. It took Bashal 8 seconds to run 62 yards. Man. Wow. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. And I didn't change any of the settings. Like, all the settings are the same. We're still on all Madden difficulty. We're still on the advanced sliders as well. Yeah, you can see we're still on all Madden difficulty. We still got the advanced, harder sliders. This team is just playing freakishly well right now, which is really surprising me. And Myles Garrett blows that up. That was easy. Came off the edge uncovered, and Josh Jacobs had no chance. You might not see the second half. Well, you'll probably see a little bit of the third quarter. But this is getting crazy. This is not what I expected against the Packers. Jordan Love, another incomplete pass. I feel like I'm not playing against Jordan Love. He's like an 86 overall quarterback, and he's throwing these horrible balls. That technically was catchable. The receivers didn't animate for him, which is unfortunate. Kyle Hampton, by the way, has his X Factor activated, which is pretty sick. As Mason Graham sacks the quarterback, Jordan Love goes down. Okay, this Browns team is feeling it. We are feeling each other right now. This punter sucks, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed that. This punter's horrible. He's getting like 15 yards of air coverage or distance on these punts. It is 2:53 to go in the second quarter. We are crushing the Packers. I mean, we're doing whatever we want to do, which is not something I usually get to do in a game. It feels nice. I almost don't know what to do with my hands right now. Like I don't know how to act when I'm up like this. It doesn't happen very often. As Quinshawn's able to get the first down, we're probably gonna have one more play before the 2-minute warning, and I'm gonna try to hit the X cross here. Nope, not gonna have another chance. 2 minutes left to go in the half. 24-0 on the road in Green Bay. We do have that Patriot game coming up. I think that might be the start of next episode. The first game of next episode doubleheader is the Patriot game. And they're not having a great season. I think they're like 4-5 maybe. Oh, nothing's open here. Just throw that away. Not making stupid mistakes. That is something I've tried to get better at. I still do make stupid mistakes. That's just comes with the territory. That's just who I be sometimes. That's an insane throw, but a better catch from Devontae Smith. I'm so happy we made the trade for him last year. He's been a game changer since getting over here from Philadelphia. One of the huge reasons why we won the Super Bowl in the first place. Nothing open again. I wanted that post route. I really did. But Traylon Burks was the one running it, and I just didn't feel confident in throwing it. That was a player lined up offside. I'm going to try to dump this Jeep on a free play, and Devontae comes down with the catch. We had a free play, and I might as well take it, and Devontae comes down with a good throw from Enriquez. Enriquez has had a couple of really good throws. That touchdown to Jerry Jeudy in the first game in the corner was a beautiful throw, and that one was a really good throw. Layered it over the top of the DB. I saw the guy line up off sides anyway, so. And I didn't even press anything, but whatever. We're going to get the penalty and get the touchdown. And it is 31-0. You might not see the second half. I mean, there's not really much to see. I'm going to put the backups in so nobody gets hurt, but this is crazy. 31-0. On the road in the first half. When's the last time I put up 31 points in a half of football? It's been a minute. It has been a minute, but I am not complaining about it. I am happy that we're finally playing to the level that I knew we were at. But just for some reason, the early portion of the season, we just did not play at that level. And now we're finally there. And this season could get Matt LaFleur fired. I mean, Packer fans will not stand for a under 500 season and missing the playoffs. And we know the Bears are good, so they're not going to win the division. That's a big-time tackle. We kept them in bounds. They're not even going to use their next time out. They're going to go hurry up. Minute to go in the half. If they don't get this and we get the ball back again, I'm certainly going to try to score. Although he's wide open. That was a bad coverage decision. It is Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs is wearing number 87? What? Is that Doubs? Yeah, it is. I didn't know he was number 87. That's on me. Josh Jacobs. Oh, he fought off the Mike Hall tackle. Okay, good for him. Oh, Love holding his helmet. I thought he had a concussion there for a second. But I think he was just mad that the play didn't go as well as he wanted it to. Myles Garrett trying to come around the side. I got blocked at the last second. That could be a touchdown, and it will be. Is that Dontavian Wicks? The Packers avoid the shutout. Oh, it's Jaden Reed. That's more like the Packer team that I expected to have to play against. That was Jordan Love actually making some good decisions and throwing the ball like he should be throwing the ball. But they left us 30 seconds. Is that too much time? Do we have enough time to make some things happen here? We might. We might have some time. It depends on where Miguel Perez leaves us on the return, and he's going to give us the 29. Not horrible. 27 seconds from the 29. If anything, a field goal would be fine. I mean, we're up 31-7. It's not like a field goal would hurt us. We have all of our timeouts. Fire it quickly to Fannin. He's going to get the first. I'll call my first timeout. That's a good job. We'll go with the post drag. Tell me Bashal's in. No, it's Quinshon. Okay, that's still fine. They're playing a little bit safer. Try to stop us from going deep. But I'll just take the easy stuff underneath, if that's what you want to give me. I'm not trying to go for a touchdown. If it happens, I'll take it, but I'm not going for a touchdown. I'm just trying to inch a little bit closer for a field goal. We do have a kicker with pretty good leg. There's Quinshon, and Quinshon's going to try to get up. I'm going to have to call that next time out. I didn't really want to use it, but this one's going to have to go to the end zone. This one's going to have to go to the end zone. Although, I think I'm going to send Traylon Burks on a speed out. Give me a little bit of an option on the sideline. Although he's not open. They covered that pretty well, actually. And I said I'm not throwing stupid passes, but I'm throwing something stupid here. Did they rough the passer? Roughing the passer on the Packers. First and goal on the 1. First and goal on the 1. Okay. This is crazy. Obviously, we're going QB sneak with Julian Enriquez. I could go Jonathan Taylor for a touchdown, but QB sneak from the 1. I didn't get it. Oh, they stopped me. Those cheeky little cheeseheads stopped me. Fair play. You know what? We didn't deserve to be on the 1 anyway with that pass interference or that roughing the passer call. So fair play to the Packers for stopping me on that. That would have been a super insane touchdown to get. I probably should have just handed it off to Taylor. That would have been the smarter idea. Okay, we're actually going to see some highlights. Oh, we might get to see Tua in Arizona. Nope, it's going to be a Lions highlight. That's an insanely crazy throw. Why would he throw that? But it works out. Webster beats Tua, and the Cardinals are 2-7. But the Lions starting to figure it out, 5-5. What's the next team we get to see? Oh, we get to see Kyler, possibly. Is it going to be a Dolphins highlight? It is a Dolphins highlight. Here's Kyler. Oh, no, it's going to be, is that Jalen Wright? I don't know who that is, but somebody's running a touchdown in. Kyler wins the game 7-6. Good God. But the Dolphins win? Oh, no, it's Ollie Gordon. That's who it is. Ooh, big divisional matchup. Bears and Vikings. Bears are 7-1. The Packers are probably scoreboard watching this, hoping the Bears lose. It's a good highlight, though. It's 9. And 9 is scrambling for a touchdown. He dives in, and the Bears are losing 14-17 right now. Oh, you can't lose to 9. That's crazy. How are the Patriots doing? Where are they? Oh, they haven't played yet. They played the Panthers. They could win that game. Chargers are beating the Steelers, though. So maybe the Chargers, the plan worked. They got some draft picks out of it, and they were able to acquire some decent players. They traded some disgruntled guys. Everybody's been, I mean, Enriquez has been fantastic. Jonathan Taylor's been good. We haven't really run the ball much, which is weird. We run it a little bit, but not so crazy that it's like all we've done. I'll show you the first drive of the half for each team. If the Packers don't score and we do score, then I'll probably just cut to the end of the game because it'll probably be a lot of the same there. And I'll probably just, every time I have the ball, I'll just be running it. So it won't be much to see. But we'll figure it out. Maybe the Packers will go down and score again because that last drive that they scored on was pretty electric. So we'll see what happens. Or maybe it'll be more of the same from the first half. They go quick to a receiver. He's got room. He goes down fairly easily. Was that Dylan Sampson? Former Browns running back Dylan Sampson? That might have been. Number 22 fits. I didn't see the back of the jersey fully. Quick throw. Okay, now the Packers are starting to feel it. I think Jordan Love's starting to get into the groove. It took him a little bit too late. Took him some time to get in, and that might end up costing the game, but he's starting to feel it today. They're going to go to the sidelines, and Dobbs catches it, but Kyle Hampton makes him pay for it. I need Myles Garrett to wreck this game. Come on, Myles. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. You can do it. Love is going to scramble. He is. He gets brought down from behind by Chase Young. Chase was not letting that man scramble. Love. He's going to toss it out of bounds. What are you doing, Jordan? You had a first down. You got to take that. You got to take that. This could be a handoff to Josh Jacobs. And it is going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs. The Schlesinger's right there, and so is Myles Garrett. It's a turnover on downs. They went for it on fourth, didn't get it. Schlesinger and Myles Garrett team up on that one. Do you notice? Hold on. Look right above my camera where the DB that's covering Devontae Smith. You see the purple and green cleats that he's wearing? Well, when you back out, he's not wearing purple and green cleats. That's an insane... Can you see that? That's insane. I don't know why that's is that a glitch? A visual glitch or something? I don't know why that would be a thing. I'm not surprised that it's in the game because it's Madden at the end of the day, but I just noticed that now. Look, he's doing it again. It's the guy over Devontae Smith. He's got green and purple cleats, but then he only has them when you zoom out. It's number 26. Why is that a thing? It's only him, though, at least that I'm noticing. That's really weird. That is really weird. Look at Bashal. Look at Bashal finally getting the respect. He does have the big touchdown run anyway. I'm glad he's finally getting the respect he deserves. But yeah, now that the Packers haven't scored, they turned it over on downs. If we're able to score on this drive, I'll probably cut to the end of the game because it's going to be a lot of this, just me running the football. Although I might throw in a couple passes here just so you can see some different things. And we also got to boost up Enriquez's numbers. Burks is wide open. He's got a big first down. That was a nasty hit, though. Oh, that was Bullard with a pretty disgusting hit stick. Do we think... This is the play that I threw the touchdown on in the first game. Do we think Jerry's got it? I think Jerry's got it again. Oh, that's not a great throw, but Jerry comes back for it. Almost had it. Oh, it was not a great throw from Enriquez. That could have been an insane touchdown catch. Think of the scenes. Jerry comes back for that. Oh, it would have been legendary. It would have been absolutely legendary. But he ends up getting that catch anyway, so it works out. It all works out in the end. And we still got to make a decision on Jerry Jeudy. Oh, what a touchdown run. Oh, he didn't get in. That was a crazy good run from Quinshon. We got to figure out what we're going to do. We got to make our decision. Are we going to pay Jerry Jeudy? Or are we going to let him go or trade him or something? I don't know. Decisions to be made. And Jonathan Taylor denied a touchdown. That's a good hit. That was quite the good hit. But they can't stop me 2 times in a row. Taylor's in, and that is going to be the game. I will see you at the end of it. I'll put the backups in, and we will win another game big. And that is the game. We win 38-7. Another blowout, which is really, really weird for me. But I'm telling you, I think that Bengal game woke us up. We had kind of started the Super Bowl hangover type of thing where we were a little bit slow, a little bit nonchalant for most of the beginning of the season. I mean, we lost the first game of the year to the Chiefs. And then we kind of just were just kind of like coasting for the first few games. And then we lose to the Bengals. And we had such an embarrassing performance in that game. I think it really woke us up. And it really showed us our flaws. And ever since then, we have been on a tear, both on offense and defense. And we will take on the 4-6 Packers. We have the best offense in the league, scoring-wise. We have the best team in the league, except for our passing yards per game, but that's not a shock. We have the best scoring offense in the league. We have the best rushing game in the league. And we have the best defense in the league. You never see me have the most points in the league. That's rare for me. We are still the number 2 seed in the AFC because that Broncos team, man. Can we ever catch a break? Last year was the 15-win Ravens. And now this year, the Ravens aren't very good, and the Broncos are 8-2. I mean, we're going to have to play them eventually because we have the Chargers coming up in a couple episodes, but what an episode for the boys. We had some big trades go down across the league, some franchise quarterbacks moving different markets, and as for us, we stayed put with the team that we have so far. Doesn't mean we're necessarily not done making trades, but we could make something happen. But as of right now, we're staying put. We won both of our games huge. We only allowed 7 points across both games, which is pretty insane to say. And next episode, we will play the Patriots and the Ravens. And the Ravens game is going to be crucial because we don't have a good history against Baltimore in this series. I think we beat them at all? We might have beat them one time in this entire series, if not at all. I don't know if we've ever beat them. So we gotta turn that around and win that game. But first game of tomorrow's episode is, or the next episode is against my favorite team, the Patriots. So that's pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. Remember, we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me get there, hit that subscribe button, join the Juice Club. But that's going to do it for me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.